Hi, it's Lon Welsh at Your Castle Real Estate, and I just got the March market trends for the Denver real estate market. So I wanted to share a couple of the highlights for you. And the first one is that the number of active listings at the end of March this year versus the same time period last year was down about 67%. Absolutely incredible drop in the amount of active inventory. So if you've been out there looking for homes, you probably have seen that. The number that closed was up about 1%. So I'm really impressed that despite the frustrations the buyers are having in the market, we're still getting about the same number of deals done as we did last year. The average price overall was up about 15%. Homes were up about 19% and condos were up about 8%. There's a little bit of a mixed variance in that, however, though. We're selling a lot more large luxury homes than we normally would, and we're not selling nearly as many entry-level because there's just no inventory of entry-level product really to speak of available. So that will normalize sometime later on this year, and you'll see the average prices come down when we get finally a chance to sell entry-level product. But for the moment, selling all these high-end homes is really making that average price look much higher than it historically would. And then the average days on market, no surprise, was down about 37% in the last year because there's so much competition to buy these homes. They're selling really quick. It's average taking about 15 days to sell a house, about 26 days to sell a condo. So what's going to happen next? Well, what should usually happen when there's a huge scarcity of inventories, there should be a lot of new construction to satisfy all that demand. But there's a couple reasons why, 4 of them specifically actually. High commodity costs are the first. Lumber, copper, drywall are all at record high prices, and it's not forecasted that the cost of building the homes is going to come down anytime soon. The second is the scarcity of land. There's not very much for land that is set for someone like a D.R. Horton to go build a 200-home subdivision. Only a few of those large parcels sold last year, and they take 3 or 4 years to go through the entitlement process, which means for the city and the county to approve D.R. Horton, for example, give them the permission to build that many homes, and then someone's got to go in there, put in the streets, put in the sewers and the electric, and all that takes quite a while. There's a scarcity of lots that are ready to build. The third is the increasing red tape to get the approval from the city and county to build the house once the lot is prepared. That's increased by months and months just over the last couple of years. And the last one, of course, is labor shortages. There's a shortage of skilled craftsmen who are available to actually build the houses. The good news is all the trade schools are maxed out with new electricians and new plumbers, so hopefully sometime next couple of years those guys will get out of the trade schools. They'll need to apprentice for a couple of years, but when they exit that program, hopefully in about 4 or 5 years, we'll have lots of labor available to build houses. Nothing that's going to help us out anytime soon, though. And then there's some new problems. One of the challenges is that it's become so scarce for smaller homes that it's more profitable to rent the home out than it is just to outright sell it. So you're seeing some of the large home builders now selling large blocks, sometimes entire subdivisions, to hedge funds who will just rent out that whole subdivision worth of homes, so they won't even be available for sale like they would have been historically. Another one is just getting the appliances to fill the house. There's a huge scarcity of appliances at the moment. That could be a couple-month backlog if you need several hundred sets of them. So for all these different reasons, we're not anticipating the inventory situation is going to be helped out on the construction side anytime soon, unfortunately. So if you're a buyer, you'll probably just have to kind of fight through this market until you get something that you like.